You ever see that question where people ask, can you save exotics? Can you save exotics for new exotics into a new season? Well, the answer is yes and no. Let me explain. If you save an exotic in your inventory right here as an engram, it will not be a new item, or it won't have a chance to be a new item in a new season. That does not work. However, if you do this in fact can drop new exotics in a new season. So in this case, if you have exotic engrams in your postmaster and a new DLC called Shadowkeep launches in about a week, well, you're probably gonna have new armor, or at the very least 2.0 armor / guns. Now, how does this work? Well, yeah, ignore that. Yeah, I can see that. Thank you, postmaster. I'm not looking at you right now. How does this work? Well, you go to your engram slots right here, and the idea here is to fill up all 10. Why? Because when you fill up all 10 of your slots, and an engram drops in the world, or you get one from a powerful reward, it'll immediately go to your postmaster. It doesn't just decrypt to your inventory like it normally would if you were to pick it up or finish a milestone. So, for some reason, when it goes to your postmaster, the postmaster is kind of, let's call it a limbo, where there is no predetermined roles, there's no immediately decided item that you get. It just stays in there, and it basically counts as if you never picked it up. And then when a new season launches and you pick it up, bam, it registers that you got it in that season, and therefore you have a chance to get items within that season. So for example, if I had exotic engrams in my postmaster from before Season of Opulence, which I did, then I were to have chances for Astrocyte Verse, Capri Sting, and whatchamacallit, Peregrine Greaves, which I did. In fact, I obtained 2 of the 3 in the first day of Opulence because of this method. I tried to talk about this back in Season of the Drifter. People were not having it. They thought I was full of shit. But now people are trying to catch on and keep asking this question, so I thought I would clarify it or confirm it, whatever you want to label this as. And this does actually work. If you do the postmaster method, it does in fact work. Now, how you can do this is, as I mentioned, you pick up engrams. You can either load up on prime engrams or bright engrams, or if you have a ton of shards to spend and you're not saving them for Shadowkeep, you can go to Rahul the Clown, and for whatever reason, you can buy engrams from the Cryptarch, and he will not decrypt them for you, even though that's his job. So this will go immediately into your inventory, and you can just stack all 10 rows. That'll be 250 shards if you have 0. If you have a bunch of primes, then, you know, combine some together and make 10 slots. Then, once you have that, basically you just want to knock out as many milestones as possible and hope that an exotic that would normally drop as an item for you will drop as an exotic engram instead. If you have your slots full, it'll always be an engram. However, not all powerfuls drop regular exotics. For example, what I mean is, let's say you're doing the Ada powerfuls, right? You complete 2 frames, and then let's say in one of the powerful frames you would get Jotun or La Monarch. Those are specifically tied to forges, or I guess it's technically a quest item. So those will always drop as those items. It'll always drop as a Jotun or a La Monarch. It'll never drop as an engram. So for this specific farm, if you want to call it, you do not want to do Ada powerfuls. You just stay away from that. Now, something like Warner's powerfuls, the treasure chests, those can give you an engram. Drifter, his I'm a Closer bounty, and the weekly Gambit bounty, those can drop you an engram. Saladin, the bounties for Iron Banner, those only drop Iron Banner weapons and armor. Those cannot drop exotics at all, period. So if you're doing a farm for exotics, do not waste your time with that. I'll just go over the director so people know for that as well. Anything in the Vanguard section, it does drop exotics for milestones. Gambit as well, Crucible as well. The Flashpoint does. The Heroic Adventure does. Also Ikora, I forgot to mention her in the tower. Ikora's 20 bounties per week has a chance, although low, at least for me in my experience. The Dreaming City, the Petra weekly mission that you get from her has a chance. The Ascendant Challenge has a chance. Obviously, when you hand in the Ascendant Challenge and the Oracle bounty, she herself gives you an item, and that has a chance to give you an exotic. And finally, the Blind Well itself, when you complete 1 tier 4 per week, you have a chance to get an exotic. Now, for raids, while the Leviathan can drop exotics, they're all capped to year 1 and at 340, so don't waste your time with that. The robots or the keys don't work in that. However, year 2 raids, meaning Last Wish, Scourge of the Past, and where is it? Crown of Sorrow, those can drop you exotics, and you can use those. So basically, let's say you're going to Last Wish. In Last Wish, you have Kali, Shuro, Morgith, Vault, Riven. That's 5 encounters. That's 5 chances for you to get an exotic. Now, on top of this, when you go to the raid, you have raid bounties, different ones each week. Raid bounties can drop you an exotic as well. That's not why I have this here. This is just for experience purposes, so ignore that. But the bounties can drop you an exotic as well. Now, that's a crazy amount of sources that you can get exotics from. And you can do this across all 3 characters. So there's a lot of chances for you to get them. They can also drop, instead of your prime engram drop, they can drop you an exotic. I don't know how many people actually knew this, but your prime attunement is tied directly into your exotic world drops. So if you have 1 prime attunement left for the day, just as an example, and you see an exotic engram on the floor, it actually eats your prime attunement, and then you'll have 0 after that. So if you're wondering why you barely see exotic engrams drop in the world, if you don't have any prime attunement, they'll never drop. Just keep that in mind. Little trivia right there. One last thing before this video ends, in case people are wondering, Infamy and Crucible rank ups can drop you an exotic. However, they only count for the main rank ups. And alright, let me just give you an example. In quick play, once you hit Legend, or for me, I guess, after Brave is Heroic. Once you hit the Heroic rank, you have a chance to roll an exotic. It's not a high chance, but it's possible. So in this case, it'll be Guardian, Brave, Heroic, Fabled, Mythic, Legend, and then reset your Legend. Those have chances to give you an exotic. They're not high, but it does happen. Same thing goes with Infamy. It can happen during a main rank up, not a sub rank up, so like Guardian 2 would not help. But the same rank ups that you would get in Crucible work the same way in here. You know, you get the Legend, then you reset, and all those main rank ups can give you a chance. That's all for this one. I tried to cover any basic questions this method might have had. Hopefully I answered yours. If you still have suspicions or something you want to ask me that I didn't cover, feel free to ask in the comments. But other than that, if this helped you guys, or if you enjoyed the video, a like and a sub would be appreciated, and I'll catch you guys in Shadowkeep in about a week.